All right, let's dive into something today that, well, you probably heard the buzzword, even if you're not a massive cricket fan. Bazball.
Oh, yeah. It's been everywhere since what, 2022?
Exactly. And it's not just some catchy name, is it? It signals this pretty incredible turnaround for the England Test cricket team.
Incredible is the word. I mean, you think back, they'd won just one test match in 17. It was bleak.
Really bleak. And then suddenly, they're this exciting, winning team. It's captivated people. We wanted to really unpack that today.
Absolutely. And what's really struck me looking into this is how misunderstood it often is. People see the highlights, the big hitting, and they simplify it.
Like a caricature.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
But when you dig deeper, there's a proper philosophy there, a real strategy. So our mission really is to get under the skin of it for you.
Understand what it really is, its impact, and maybe bust some of those myths floating around.
Precisely, because it's not just about cricket tactics. It's about a whole mindset shift, challenging the old ways. Hopefully we can give you a few of those aha moments today.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Go back to early 2022. The team's confidence is, like, on the floor.
Rock bottom. They seem stuck in this very traditional, almost fearful way of playing test cricket. It just wasn't working.
You felt they were playing not to lose rather than to win.
That's a good way to put it. Then these two figures arrive. Brendon McCullum, the new coach.
Nicknamed Baz, hence Bazball, former New Zealand captain, known for being pretty fearless himself as a player.
Oh, absolutely. Swashbuckling is the word often used. And alongside him, Ben Stokes takes over as captain.
Another dynamic character.
Yeah.
Great all-rounder, natural leader, not afraid to be bold.
And their arrival wasn't just swapping personnel, it was like flicking a switch. A whole new philosophy came in.
Bazball.
Bazball. And the core idea, as we see it, was basically taking the attacking intent, the freedom you often see in like T20 cricket or one-dayers.
The shorter formats.
Yeah, and bringing that into test matches, the longest, most traditional form of the game. That was pretty radical.
It really shook things up. But, the criticism came quickly, is it just mindless hitting, just swinging from the hip.
And that's where the misunderstanding starts, because our deep dive shows it's way more structured than that. We've sort of identified 5 key pillars, haven't we?
Yeah, let's break those down. What's the first one?
Well, number 1 has to be the aggressive batting. I mean, that's the most visible part. Batsmen looking to attack, score quickly, put pressure back on the bowlers.
Even in tricky conditions.
Yes. Taking the game on, we started seeing run rates of 4.5, sometimes even more runs per over. That used to be almost unthinkable in tests. Now it's kind of the norm for them.
Okay, so aggressive batting, what's next? It feels like there's a mental side too.
Definitely. Pillar 2, fearless mindset. Embracing risk, not being afraid to fail.
So trying that difficult shot, or Stokes making a really bold declaration, trying to force a result.
Exactly that. The fear of losing seems secondary to the drive to actually win. I mean, you remember that chase against India, 378 runs?
Oh, I do. In 2022, they knocked it off in just 76 overs. It was unbelievable. Felt like watching a highlights reel, but it was live.
That sums up the fearless mindset, doesn't it? Which leads straight into number 3, win or bust.
Playing for a result, basically.
Yep.
Draws are off the table, or at least not the main goal.
Pretty much. Push for the win, even if it means risking a loss. They want a definite outcome.
Makes sense. And leadership must be crucial for this.
Absolutely. Pillar 4, bold leadership. Stokes leads from the front. Aggressive field placings, early declarations. He sets the tone.
And McCullum.
McCullum creates the environment. Positive, supportive, taking the pressure off the players, allowing them to play with that freedom. It's a crucial partnership.
Okay, and the 5th pillar.
Entertainment first. It sounds maybe a bit superficial, but it's real. They actively want to make test cricket exciting to watch.
And you can't argue with the effect that's had. Packed stadiums, new fans. It's given the format a real shot in the arm, hasn't it?
It really has, at a time when people were worried about test cricket's future. And look, the results back it up too. Since McCullum took over in May 22, 19 wins in 31 tests.
That's a heck of a record change.
Huge! Think about chasing down 296 in just 50 overs against New Zealand, or that win against South Africa later in 2022, just blowing them away with the bat. It got everyone talking globally.
But also, that's where the misunderstandings really kicked in, right?
Exactly. Success brought scrutiny, and with it, a lot of misinterpretations.
Right. This is where it gets really interesting for me. Because despite the wins, the excitement, there's been a lot of flack. People calling it reckless, arrogant.
That caricature again. Just swing hard, then off for golf and drinks, not taking it seriously.
Yeah. So given the success, Why do these negative labels stick? And how do we square that with the actual approach?
It's a fascinating question, and McCullum himself tackled it head-on, didn't he? Just yesterday, September 9th, 2025. He called those labels disrespectful.
Disrespectful to the player's effort.
Exactly, to their hard work, their skill, their dedication. And understanding why he feels that way is key to getting Bazball right.
Okay, let's tackle these misconceptions directly then. Misconception one, it's mindless. Just attack, 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 no matter what. A rigid plan.
Yeah, and the reality we found is almost the opposite. It's about freedom, not rigidity, giving players license to adapt, to read the situation.
So it's not just swing as hard as you can.
McCollum's been clear on that. It's about making smart, bold decisions in the moment. Situational awareness is huge. It's calculated aggression, usually.
Okay, that makes sense. What about misconception two? It ignores strategy, that it's all flair, no substance, no planning.
Another big one.
Right.
But it totally overlooks the prep work. These guys spend hours analyzing opponents' conditions, working on their skills.
You need serious skill to play high-risk shots consistently.
Yeah, absolutely. Look at Joe Root or Zach Crawley. They've adapted their techniques brilliantly to blend that aggression with solid defense when needed. It's not careless slogging.
And the bowlers, like James Anderson, even late in his career.
He embraced it. Bowling to more attacking fields, trying to take wickets. It requires immense skill and planning from everyone. It's a highly tuned operation.
Right. And the final one, this idea that the players are just carefree, don't mind losing.
Yeah, this one seems to really annoy them. McCullum insists winning is the priority. The focus is on playing with positive intent, enjoying the challenge, but absolutely playing to win.
Rob Key, the managing director of England Cricket, weighed in on this too, didn't he? Back in March 2025.
He did, called the idea they don't care about results nonsense. And honestly, 19 test wins. That doesn't happen by accident or if you don't care. The commitment's clearly there.
So why do these nuances, these distinctions, matter so much? Why is it critical to get this right?
Well, because the oversimplifications, the caricatures, they just diminish the player's efforts, don't they?
Undermines their skill and professionalism.
Completely. It ignores the hours of practice, the mental strength needed for that calculated risk-taking. It paints them as something they're not.
And that must have a psychological impact too. Being labeled reckless when you feel you're being brave and calculated.
You'd imagine so. Think about Zach Crawley again. He got so much stick early on.
Yeah, consistency was an issue.
Right. But under this regime, he's flourished. Taking on world-class bowlers like Cummins or Bumrah with confidence, that takes discipline, courage, not carelessness.
Or Stokes himself, battling injuries, making tough calls under pressure. That's commitment, not indifference.
Exactly. So these labels aren't just unfair, they miss the point about the dedication involved. And unfortunately, these narratives shape how the public sees them, creates pressure.
We saw that during the Champions Trophy this year, 2025, didn't we? When they struggled in the white ball format under McCullum.
Yeah, the scrutiny ramped up again. People were quick to criticize Bazball, even though it was a different format, different contexts. The nuance got lost.
Okay, so that brings us nicely to the next big chapter. Bazball moving beyond Test cricket. That announcement back in September 2024.
Yeah, that was big news. The ECB confirming McCullum would take over the ODI and T20 teams as well, starting January 2025. One coach across all formats.
Why did they do that? Was it just because the previous white ball coach resigned after a poor T20 World Cup?
That was the trigger, certainly. But the bigger aim seemed clear. Unify the coaching, inject that Bazball energy and philosophy into the white ball squads too.
Trying to recapture that World Cup winning form they'd lost.
Precisely. Revitalize sides that had, underperformed defending their titles. A bold move to try and replicate the test success.
But as you mentioned, it hasn't been plain sailing. There was debate right away, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. Supporters pointed to his test record, believing he could work the same magic, bring that same attacking flair.
But the doubters, what were their main concerns about applying it to ODIs and T20s?
Well, the core worry was whether that high-risk test approach translates. In shorter formats, the margin for error is tiny. One rash shot, one bad over. It can cost you the game much more easily than in a test.
Less time to recover.
Exactly. Tests give you time. ODIs, and especially T20s, are relentless. Maybe it needs more tactical discipline, less outright aggression. That was the question.
And the 2025 Champions Trophy seemed to highlight those challenges, losing all 3 games.
It did. It showed it wasn't just a simple cut-and-paste job. Even Rob Key admitted afterwards, around March 2025, that some of the messaging, like maybe downplaying results, could be easily misunderstood.
So suggesting they didn't care about winning, even if that wasn't the real intent.
Right. He clarified the goal is always to win, but maybe the how needs refining for white ball.
Still, McCullum seems committed. He's working with Joss Butler, the white ball captain, and his contract runs to 2027. It's a long-term project.
Definitely. They're clearly aiming for a unified England identity across all formats. It's ambitious.
And it's not just England, is it? This attacking style. We're seeing echoes elsewhere.
We are. Look at India. Rishabh Pant was already playing like that. Australia have Travis Head, who goes hard in tests. It's sparked a global shift, or at least a conversation.
Making Test cricket more dynamic generally.
Yeah, proving the 5-day game can be just as thrilling as T20. It's had a ripple effect, no doubt. Inspired players and fans worldwide.
So pulling it all together, Bazball isn't reckless. It's
Mm.
not unplanned. It's a philosophy.
A carefully crafted one. Empowering players, focusing on confidence, calculated risk, getting results, and, yeah, putting on a show.
Creating an environment where guys like Ollie Pope or Ben Duckett can play without that crushing fear of failure.
That seems to be a huge part of it. Taking the pressure off allows the talent to shine through.
And McCullum pushing back against the misconceptions?
Yeah.
That's about protecting the legacy, ensuring people see the professionalism behind the boldness.
I think so. It's about giving credit for the dedication, the strategy, the sheer hard work that goes into making this style successful, telling the story accurately.
So the next chapter unfolds now. McCullum in charge of all formats. Big test series coming up India in January 2025. The Ashes later that year.
Huge tests. Can the style stand up to India's world-class spinners at home? Against Australia's pace attack, those will be massive indicators.
And can it really be adapted effectively for ODIs and T20s long term? Lots of questions still.
Definitely. But what's undeniable is that Bazball has been this incredible innovation. A reminder that sport evolves, pushes boundaries.
That keeps things interesting, inspires people.
Exactly. And it shows there's always value in looking at things from different angles, challenging the status quo.
We've certainly covered a lot of ground today trying to get behind the buzzword. It's been fascinating.
It really has. And I think it's clear Bazball is so much more than just a catchy phrase. It's a deep, strategic shift that's changed English cricket and maybe influenced the world game, too.
Yeah. So next time you hear Bazball, maybe think about the planning, the mindset, the sheer guts involved from those players.
They're not just playing cricket, they're trying to redefine it right in front of us.
Makes you think, doesn't it? What stands out most to you about this whole thing? And could this mix of calculated risk and bold execution apply elsewhere beyond sport? Something to chew on until our next deep dive.